Folks, welcome back. My name's Alex. This is Nostalgianomics. Today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite question. What are you buying? What are you selling? And what are you continuing to hold in this current market? And I know a lot of people are going to say, Alex, everything's really expensive. It seems overpriced. I'm not buying anything. And I get it. But I still am actually making some purchases. I'm going to let you know about those today. There are other items I am continuing to hold. Maybe I'm not buying more, but I'm still holding them for the future. And then there are other things I am actually selling into this market. So we're going to go over all of that in just a second. Before we do that, I got to shout out today's video sponsor. It's actually the chair I'm sitting in. eWin Racing, baby. This chair's got features you don't even know exist. Ready for this? Ready? Boom! Magnetic armrest. Didn't even know those were there, did you? It's got those. If you turn right here, it's got a lumbar support like you would actually have in a car or something. You can actually adjust your lumbar right on the chair. We have the magnetic headrest, pops on, pops off, stays in place, doesn't slide around. And oh yeah, we got a little lever here where you can, boom, lean all the way back and keep it there, bring it back up. So it does have that adjustable backrest as well. It's also very comfortable, guys. If you want to check one out for yourself, the link is in the description. If you use the code NOMICS at checkout, Nostalgia at checkout, they use Nostalgia, you will get 20% off your order. So make sure to check out eWin Racing, link in the description comment section below. All right, what am I buying in this current market? I'm not gonna lie to you, not a lot. There's not a lot of what I would call obvious plays out there. And when I say obvious plays are those that have a very high risk to reward ratio, meaning you have much more reward than you're taking on risk. So what I mean is, we've never seen modern boxes from XY forward, which is I consider kind of modern. That's when Pokemon really got popular again. We've never seen modern boxes go under like $70 to $80 on the open market, eBay, TCG Player, right? There's private deals that happen lower, but that's kind of where we've seen boxes bottom out in every bear market. And so back when you could buy boxes at $80 to $90, the risk to reward was such a great deal that it just made sense, right? Because you had such a small opportunity to lose money, or maybe you go stagnant for long periods of time. But when you see every single booster box in Pokemon always moving up, the reward was so great, especially the average returns, what you saw in 3, 5, 7 years. And so it made it very easy to buy. Now, when boxes are coming out of the gate, pre-ordering at $200, Surging Sparks is already in the 200s. Obviously, the fiasco with Prismatic Evolutions ETBs being over $100. It's not as attractive. And it's not because of the price point. I think a lot of people think the price point is what makes it unattractive. Things being cheap or expensive has little to do with price point. And what I mean is, if you're buying a stock on the stock market, and you say, well, Alex, Apple stock is $100 a share. That's expensive. I'm going to buy this new tech company. It's $1 a share. That's cheap. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, right? Maybe that tech company has like no earnings. It's a penny stock. It's real new, and no one really knows what's going on. Where Apple, it's established. Maybe it trades at honestly less times earnings than that new stock does. And so the share price is irrelevant. And that's kind of how I feel about Pokemon. The box price is irrelevant because there could be a Sword and Shield box right now that's $300 that actually seems like a cheap deal compared to a brand new Scarlet Violet box that may be cheaper at like $250, like Surging Sparks, but I say it's too expensive. So if that makes sense, I hope it does for you. And so I don't think the price point is what matters. I think the fact is some of these sets are brand new. They have multiple years left of possible reprints. We're in the peak of this bull market right now, and we have, obviously time for things to drop off and slow down. And you don't have as much opportunity for growth as you did before, because if we're to believe the growth is going to remain kind of similar to other eras, and maybe the boxes run to $200, $300 after 2 or 3 years, maybe they reach $400 or $500 after, year 4 or 5 or 6. When you're starting out at $250, it's not as attractive as it used to be. It's still good. Like, I still think there's great opportunity, but I think there's better opportunities out there. And so I'm not buying a lot of the new Scarlet Violet era boxes. If I'm able to get, a case or two, maybe under MSRP, anywhere close to distro prices, I'm putting those on the shelf. Anything more, I'm just holding off on. And so I have very little Prismatic Evolutions. I talked about it. I have 2 cases that I got from a distribution program I'm in, not my own distributor. My own distributor gave me basically squat. I pay for a distribution program that I'm in, and I got 2 cases from that. Okay. Surging Sparks, I did get a good amount, but I did pay up for them. Me and Pokey Plumber worked a deal together, and we paid a great deal over distribution pricing. It was a little under market price because we bought a big quantity, but not much under market price at the time. And so I still have Surging Sparks, but I did pay up for those. And then every other set after Prismatic and Surging Sparks, I have a decent amount because that's before the craziness set in. You were still able to put in orders at distribution. You were still able to, get product at release, around $100 a box, if not less if you bought in bulk. And so I still have positions in all of those. I'm not selling any of my Scarlet Violet product. And the reason is, even if things get reprinted, I'm not convinced the reprints are going to be large enough or drop the prices enough to make it worth all the buying and selling, right? You guys already know I don't like a lot of buying and selling for the sake of buying and selling. I don't like cash flow for the sake of cash flow. And what I mean is, if I could move every case I own, right, and sell it all, eat shipping fees or sell it off, eBay TCG Player privately for, 10% under market, which people want, and then I could buy it back after a reprint if it drops, 15, 20% or whatever, I'm not going to go through all of that legwork to save an extra few percent. It's just not worth it for me, right? And so if I can sell Twilight Masquerade right now and then it gets reprinted and I can buy it back for $30 less a box, it's not attractive enough to me to go through all the trouble. So that's why I'm not selling my Scarlet Violet. If it makes sense for you and you just want to try and realize some gains, you want to play the reprint, game, try to time it and do all that, I get it, go for it. Or if you want to lock in some profits, get your cost basis down, I get it, go for it. I take on more risk than I used to. But I definitely understand if you're newer and you don't have a lot of unrealized gains or a lot of profits locked in, I 100% understand selling some of these Scarlet Violet sets, locking in some profits, reducing your risk, reducing your cost basis, you're good to go. Great idea. And so you don't always got to do what I'm doing. When you get to Sword and Shield, I'm also not selling any of my Sword and Shield currently. Obviously we're off the highs. A lot of the sets are now down about 10% from their highs. They are starting to stabilize, it looks like. Sales are starting to kind of pick up and, the drops are starting to stop. But it's not that, I think this is all going to go to the moon tomorrow. It's just, I don't know if in another year, 2 years, we're going to see much lower prices than they are right now. I don't know if I'm going to have an opportunity to get back in. And I don't want to let go of the positions I have right now because I know this is probably going to be it, right? If I sell now, I'm probably not going to be able to get back in at a lower price. And if I can't get back in at a lower price, I'm probably just not going to buy more. So it's kind of like what I have with Sword and Shield right now is what I'm going to have, for the foreseeable future in my investment. And so that's kind of where I am with that stuff. As far as buying, right? What I'm buying right now, everyone always wants to know what I'm buying. I did just make a pretty large purchase on Paldea Evolved booster box cases. Obviously I paid up, I got a little bit under market price because I bought in bulk, but not too far under, nowhere near distribution pricing, over MSRP, all that good stuff. But I've said it a million times on this channel. I really believe in Paldea Evolved. I think it's one of the best sets of the era, one of the deepest sets. And I'm just putting my money where my mouth is. Paldea Evolved is now literally my largest position in terms of quantity of boxes in Pokemon. I have more Paldea boxes than I have of any other set. I just believe in it. In the years to come, we can either make fun of me or say I look like a genius, either one. I'm not here to tell you guys the answers, right? I'm not here to tell you guys I'm right. I put my money where I see it being most effective, where I believe in. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I just hope I'm right more than I'm wrong. And if that happens, usually everything works out and you still make money, you do well in the hobby. And so Paldea Evolve is one thing I've bought up lately. And then Crown Zenith. Anytime I'm able to get my hands on any Crown Zenith product. Obviously, I'm buying it for the breaks, but I'm also trying to buy Crown Zenith packs to put away as investment as well. Depending on how you feel about loose packs, you may or may not want to do that, but there are still tons of Sea and Sky boxes out there and tons of people that are wanting to offload them at a very decent prices, at least decent prices per pack. You may say, well, Alex, they're still way more than what you were able to get them for at Sam's Club. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not worried about if somebody makes money off me or if I could have got something cheaper. All I'm worried about is what I can get it for at the current market price and where I see the vision for, those products going in the future. And I think Crown Zenith is going to continue to be one of the top performing sets in the next year to 2 years because of, one, how fun it is to open. It gets open in mass. It's still one of the most open sets in most streams still to this day. Judging by the fact that how expensive the ETBs already are, the packs being valued at over $10 a pack, especially if you take into account the ETB price minus what the promo's worth. And then you add in the packs, they're actually going for over $10. So if you're able to get packs still way under that, it makes sense in my opinion. So Crown Zenith is another set I have been buying pretty actively. Other than those two sets, unless I have people reach out to me wanting to sell off their collections at a good discount of market, or I have like some kind of bundle I can get at my distributor, a distribution program I'm in, anything like that, I am buying and putting away still. Other than that, guys, I'm not sitting here to tell you go buy anything off the open market right now at the current prices. If you don't have positions, that makes it a little harder. I think a lot of these Sword and Shield boxes can be good pickups. Still in the, 200s and 300s, especially Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance, Brilliant Stars, even Chilling and Fusion, Chilling and Fusion, Chilling and Lost Origin. Fusion Strike's a little higher at this point. Evolving Sky's a little higher, although I still think all those are going to go higher. I understand how it can be a little worrisome buying it at $400,000 plus prices. So I get that. And then Scarlet Violet era, look, you're taking a risk. I would say anything after like Paradox, I would say like Temporal, Twilight, Stellar, and so on, it's going to be more of a risk. I would say more high probability of reprints on those sets. And so, if you're buying into those, don't go all in. Definitely be willing to dollar cost average in if they do reprint more. And then obviously the specialty sets usually are the ones that get reprinted the most. So 151, we're continuously having product come. Continue to look for drops on that to pick some up. Paladin Fates, it's in my opinion, very likely those are going to get reprints, so I wouldn't go all in on that. If you want to take some profits on what you're holding, good idea. If you want to just hold, and then if it does drop, buy more and dollar cost average down. Again, not a bad idea. I don't think you can have too much Paladin Fates. I think it's going to be one of a very high performer in this era. Shrouded Fable, that's another one. Sorry, I have been buying Shrouded Fable. I did buy Shrouded Fable, in the last, I would say, few weeks, a month, maybe a couple months. Especially when they were down at like, oh my gosh, $300 in ETB case. The Shrouded Fable booster bundles were down at like a $2 something per pack cost. I'm definitely buying Shrouded Fable. That's one I forgot I've been buying because it just made sense, right? Anytime you can get stuff that cheap, that far under MSRP, it just makes sense in my opinion. I don't care how bad the set is. These things do go up over time due to scarcity. And so those have been my main buys lately. It's been Shrouded Fable, it's been Paldea Evolved, and it's been... what was the other one? Crown Zenith. So those have been my main buys. Been pretty much holding everything. As far as everyone else out there, look, I get it. If you want to move into Scarlet Violet early sets, it kind of makes sense still. SV Base, Obsidian, even Paldea like I have. 151 on the drops, things like that. It makes sense. Honestly, I would probably try to catch Prismatic Evolutions. If we do see a downturn on a reprint or restock or some of these new products like the bundles coming out, hopefully we can cross our fingers on that, which I think we will. Surging Sparks, I would try to catch on a reprint or a restock. Hopefully it drops under $200 a box again. And you can get in one somewhere near MSRP. That'd be nice. I can't really say they're great buys right now at the current prices, but hey, if you want to start a position, I understand. All right, getting into what I'm selling. I haven't been selling really any sealed yet. No sealed, okay? What I'm selling? Slabs. I've been selling my slabs. So I've been moving most of my alt art slabs. I've moved a lot of those within the last month or so into this massive run. I've even been moving some of my illustration rares, some of my special illustration rares, pretty much anything that I've seen pop up 100 plus, 200 plus %, I'm letting go of. The other things that haven't had massive run-ups, I'm kind of still holding on to and kind of waiting for future run-ups on those. But yeah, anything where I see just crazy gains in too short a period of time, in my opinion, I'm letting go of. And I'm more okay with slabs missing out on not hitting the top and also not having a position in the future. So with sealed, I really want to have my position. So that's why I'm more like unlikely to let go of that early. With slabs, if I don't have a position and the cards never come back down, I can live with that, right? I'm more okay with that because you guys know my opinion why I invest in sealed over slabs is because sealed, after the reprints are over, after the first 2 to 3 years, they're never making more of it. And it's always being depleted from the market every day. Whereas slabs, they're always making more of it because every single day packs are being ripped, the chase cards are being pulled, and cards are being graded. So singles and slabs always go up in population, right? Whereas sealed always goes down in population, meaning you don't need as much demand to sustain and rise the price of sealed product as you do to sustain and rise the price of singles and slabs. So those have really been the only things I've been selling, guys. It's really just any of the singles or slabs I've been holding that have seen massive price gains. It's not all my singles and slabs. A lot of the ones that haven't, seen massive moves into this, crazy run we've seen in the last 1, 2, 3 months, I'm just actually still holding. But yeah, a lot of them I've been moving into this market. So that's kind of, I guess my advice you could say going forward of what I'm doing is right now, the only things I've been spending money on, otherwise I've been holding on cash. Other than cash, it's been Paldea, Crown, and Shrouded Fable. And then outside of those sets, I've been pretty much holding my sealed. And then what I've been selling is slabs and singles. So that's what I've been doing, guys. That answers everyone's questions that I always get asked about, should I, buy this, sell this, hold this? What are you doing? That's what I'm doing. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do with your money, what you should buy, sell, and hold and all that. But at least that gives you kind of a baseline of my thoughts on the process and where I'm at with it. So we'll see what happens in the months to come, the years to come, on how this stuff performs and if there's better entry points. If and when reprints, restocks come, price drops or price corrections happen in the market, I will make update videos, let you know what I think about them. But that's where I'm at for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're not yet. Be back in a new one soon. I'm out.